Okay, you were asking me about documentation. Here's a funny thing. Here I have a QRH and here I have a QRH. Guess which one is 747 and which one is A330? Of course. So the 747 QRH was much thinner and there was less information provided because the systems were simpler to run, and believe it or not, despite all this jungle of systems and of switches, we had quite short procedures, you know, and compared to an Airbus, because an Airbus had much more auto administrative pages and how you have to run things, and what you can see here is, for example, engine fire, severe damage separation, or turbine cooling overheat, and they were just it was just very simplified questions, simplified procedures. So you have a few memory items that are boxed here, and then the auto throttle, if engaged, is disengaged. Fire handle pull remains illuminated after 30 seconds. Other bottle discharge. So, and then this when time permits, these were optional procedures. It wasn't so sophisticated as it is today. Today, this checklist, if you shut down an engine, it leads you to another checklist, which is either the engine in-flight restart checklist or the one engine in operative landing checklist. And this wasn't the case in those days. It was just a checklist that helped you to resolve a problem. If you had a problem with the engine, if you had a problem with turbine overheat or anything, and that's it. And then your brain has to connect the next decision. What decision are we going to do, Captain? Do you want to divert? Do you want to return? You want to continue on flight towards destination? You know, that was the question. It's look how thin it is, how few pages, and they are cardboard pages, you know. And it had not only the procedures, it had also the here the performance, some performance chapters, yeah. Because we didn't have, of course, a flight management computer, so everything had to be calculated manually. And these are the chapters here for the systems: engines, fuel, electrical, hydraulics, flight controls, landing gear, pressurization, fuselage, fuel and fire and fumes, and then some door lights, emergency landing, passenger evacuation, ditching. It wasn't much, and it was really simplified procedures. Yeah. And there was, for example, there was a checklist that is not existing anymore: minimum fuel operation. If you see you're running, you have a shortfall of fuel, there was a procedure for that, to minimize fuel consumption, probably during a holding at your destination. So you could load shed the galleys, for example, that are huge consumers of electrical power, and this was also saving fuel, of course, because it was reducing the drag that the generators produce to the engines. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot more that I could talk about. I have here some books from Saudia, some flight manuals. It was called the Pilot Operating Manual, and where all the systems are described and everything is you see, it's a 1960s way of. It was a lot of paper. It was a lot of drawings. It was a lot of things. We wouldn't create a book like this today anymore. And also the wiring diagrams. We had to know about wiring, what users and what consumers are wired on which bus. You know. This is all here in Würzburg. If you come to Germany, you're more than welcome. You can take a copy of it, but I can't put this in a digitalized form at the moment, as you can imagine, because of copyrights. And here I have a little more updated form. So yeah, this is the only thing I have. Maybe you can find something out on the internet, that you can buy something used also if you're interested in systems. And there are lots of books describing the systems. And this one is an upgrade book here from 2009. it looks a little bit more familiar. It's a more familiarized book because Saudia wanted to have one layout of the manuals, and then I can show you my personal manual here, which is here. And these were my personal notes that I had to take during the typewriting course, and lots of information letters, lots of drawing. Oh, this is not the one that I wanted to show you. This is the one. Here we have it. Yeah. My personal notes on the 747-300 of Saudi Airlines. And as you can see, we had here the takeoff data cards that had to be filled out before every takeoff. We had to calculate our V1, VR, V2, and based on assumed temperature or on D rate or both, and all the weights and all the flap settings and everything went into this card. And this card was attached here somewhere in the middle, just in case to see if you're when to rotate. If you forget to put on your speed box, when is V1, when you have to rotate, you just have a look on the card. Yeah, that was something very useful. And then I had here, a lot of homemade or self-made few. Here, for example, is the scan of the flight engineer. I know this is a pilot scan of the overhead panel. Yeah, these things. Yeah, plenty of stuff that we had to work through. I have to say, it was the toughest typewriting I ever did in my career, because the airplane is so, it had so many different conditions, and it's so it's a dinosaurs, but it's a charming dinosaurs. Yeah, if you have any more questions or so, just contact me. Give me your number, and we can have a call, or we can have a video chat. Happy to do that. And if you know anybody who needs 747 pilots, the 400 captains, here I am. At the moment, I have a little bit free time because I'm in a transition, hopefully, to a new job very soon. Okay, that's all I wanted to tell you. Thanks for your interest in this airplane, and I hope to see you maybe one day if you are interested, or we can stay a little bit in contact. Okay, bye bye. Cheers.